Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for today's All About SF Open Studios workshop. We're going to give it a few more minutes for people to have the opportunity to join us. Thank you. Thank you for coming and sitting with us this evening.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Rachel Pearls. Good to see you. And we got Catherine Sherman's here, Gerard Bulog, all these amazing artists. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Rachel Tarosh. Hi, Kai. Hi, Phyllis and Chris.
Hi.
Graham.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
You too.
Hi, Janara.
Hi.
Hi, Carrington. Thank you so much for joining us for our workshop.
Hello, everyone. For those of you just joining us, we're giving it a few minutes before we officially begin. But because we have a lot of content to get through, and I'm sure you're all eager to hear it, we're probably going to start at 6:35. So thank you, everyone, for being prompt and on time.
Can I ask you guys one quick question? Because it's really the only thing that I was worried about because I did this last year. Can you hear me, first of all?
I can hear you.
Oh, yep. Good. Okay. I was trying to figure out how to sign up for the Fort Mason General's Residence. I didn't see anything about signing up for that.
So Fort Mason is a special case. Anna can share the direct contact for Fort Mason with you via email. You'll see that coming from Anna at artspan.org. But right now we have a contact at Fort Mason that you can coordinate directly with about one of the rooms that are available.
Okay, Anna, could you please send me that? I may not be able to stay the whole time, but thank you. Do you have my email address?
Anna, it is Phyllis.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you want to drop it in the chat, or you can email me directly at Anna@ArtSpan, whichever is easiest for you.
Oh, great, perfect. Okay, will do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna give it another minute. And for everyone who's here, just a brief disclaimer that this slide deck will have a lot of information on it, but please do not let that overwhelm you or distract you. The slide deck will be emailed to each and every one of you directly, and we will also publish it on our website after this workshop. So you will see it up on the website by Friday, so that everybody has all of this information available to them. Also, I do want to say that we will be addressing questions that have been dropped in the chat at the end of the workshop presentation. So as you have questions, please type them out into the chat. Our staff members, Anna and Jason, will be collecting those for us to address at the end. And we are doing this at the end because, again, our slide deck is very information heavy. We are confident we will answer most of your questions, although you wonderful artists always surprise us because we can't get everything sometimes. So please drop them in and we will do our best to answer all of your questions at the end. And let's see, where are we at? Okay, so Anna, I'm going to stop admitting people and hand those reins to you to start to keep admission going. And I'm going to just close all my windows here so I can focus on the presentation. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for today's All About SF Open Studios workshop. We are super excited to be producing our 48th iteration of our citywide Open Studios program, and we're excited to be returning to our pre-pandemic programming. So we're going to be talking about that during the presentation and talking about what that means and what that will look like. But today you'll be hearing from myself. I'm the program director at ArtSpan, Vanessa Wilson. You'll also be hearing from Nick, our program and membership manager.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight.
And we'll also be hearing from our newest team member, our program assistant and West Side coordinator, Anna Nicole Stutzman.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
And our amazing special events assistant, Jason, will be helping in the chat and collecting your questions and just being supportive. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Vanessa. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Let's talk about what SF Open Studios is. So SF Open Studios, it is our flagship program. We have been producing it for the 47 years. We're entering our 48th iteration, and this year it's going to be running a little later than usual. So we're going to have our Open Studio season from October 20th through November 13th. That October 20th date is a Thursday, and that's because we kick off Open Studios with our opening celebration at the SFOS Exhibition at the SOMArts Cultural Center. For those of you new to SF Open Studios, we're going to be talking a little bit more about what that exhibition is and how you participate in a few moments. And Open Studios is a wonderful citywide opportunity where artists are mobilized to open their studios to the public over 4 weekends in the fall. And we encourage all kinds of artists to join us, painting, sculptures, people working with photography and glass and more. So this is really an opportunity for residents of San Francisco, as well as visitors to the city of San Francisco, to connect with our local creative community and to purchase directly from those artists. A major part of our SF Open Studios program is the printed guide, which I'm sure most of us are familiar with. Last year, we had our wonderful guide cover winner was Soad Cater. So the printed guide is essentially a directory. It is, I mean, the name tells you it is the guide for folks visiting Open Studios to be able to discover our artists. So the most important elements of the guide is the artist listings. We have a directory that is going to be separated by weekends and by map delineations, and I'll dive into that a little bit more later. And the guide is directly mailed to ArtSpan's mailing list of patrons and collectors, as well as widely distributed throughout the city of San Francisco ahead of Open Studios to help our guests find you. I mentioned that the guide cover winner last year was Soad Cater. This is part of our campaign collateral competition, which was introduced in 2020, formerly known as the guide cover competition. So essentially in 2020, we expanded our marketing to go beyond our traditional print engagement and to start including more online and social media engagement. And so what this means is we rebranded the guide cover competition to be the campaign collateral competition. And so we every year have an open call with a theme that we encourage ArtSpan artists to respond to, and we select 5 winners who will be heavily featured as the promotion and the face of Open Studios. All 5 of these winners do receive a stipend for helping us promote this citywide event. And this year, we are really excited to be working with 5 wonderful Open Studios artists who have responded to our theme of uplift. Our top winner and guide cover is Rachel Pearls. And we're very, very excited to be working with her beautiful piece, Swirling Dahlia, which you might have already seen being updated throughout our website and our social media channels. And also helping us with promotion this year of Open Studios. And they will also have their work widely featured on our postcards, posters, and other print collateral are Irene Schlesinger, Amber Grulke, Gordon Sizlove, and Johnny Bott. So we're very excited to have these 5 wonderful artists who beautifully responded to our theme of uplift. And we highly encourage everyone to continue to participate and submit to our campaign collateral competition in the future. So when and where does Open Studios take place? So Open Studios is a San Francisco-based program. We did expand briefly in 2020 and 2021 to include the broader Bay Area. However, this year, as we collectively begin to reopen and return to pre-pandemic normalcy, we are also responding to what the feedback we've received from our community, which is please, please, please bring back our usual programming. So this year we are returning to a San Francisco-based program. What that means for artists who want to participate outside of the city of San Francisco is that you can still participate. You just have to physically have a space in San Francisco to participate. So Anna will talk about that more and what your options are. But you do have to be located in San Francisco, or alternatively, you can participate in our virtual Open Studios event that's going to be on October 26th. So I'm going to run through these dates really quickly, but again, this slide deck will be made available to each and every one of you after this presentation. We are kicking off with ArtLaunch, the Open Studios opening celebration, and that's going to be in the Open Studios exhibition at SOMArts. Then we have our 4 weekends of artist-hosted open studio events in different neighborhoods throughout the city of San Francisco, beginning with the weekend of October 22nd and 23rd, and running through November 12th and 13th. As I just mentioned, we are retaining our virtual SF Open Studios presented via Booth Central on October 26th. Previous participants from the past 2 years will remember Booth Central, and it's a platform very similar to this. You have a virtual booth, you have the option to upload, I believe, up to 15 images of your work. Folks can come in and engage with you via chat. They have the option to talk to you directly in this format of video. It is a great opportunity to connect with interested art lovers and art collectors not only beyond San Francisco, but also outside of the state and outside of the country. So we've had folks join us and purchase from as far as Australia from previous iterations of this program. So this is something that we received some feedback on, and we were asked to keep it for anybody who is interested in a broader market or who is not yet comfortable with opening their studio space to the public, but still wants to participate in open studios. So know that at any level of registration, whether it's basic or premier, you have the option to participate in our virtual open studios on the Booth Central platform on October 26th. Coming back this year in person is art tasting. An art tasting is an art lover event, so it's geared towards art collectors, art patrons, folks who are art curious. And this is when our Amplified Jurors Choice Awards, choice awardees speak about their work, and our jurors also speak about why they selected the works that were awarded. And for those of you who are new to the program, our Amplified Jurors Choice Award is something we offer every year, where 5 artists are selected and recognized in the Open Studios exhibition with a blue ribbon next to their piece. And it indicates that our guest jurors, who are art luminaries in the San Francisco Bay Area, have indicated that they are a must-see, must-be visited artist in the Open Studios program. So this is an opportunity that is a part of the benefit of being a premier level artist, because you will have a piece included in the show. And so your piece will be seen by our guest jurors, and you will be eligible for the opportunity to participate in this event and speak about your work. And just a reminder that the final weekend of Open Studios is November 12th and 13th. Open Studios this year, as I've mentioned, is going to be returning to our traditional format. So we are going back to 2019. So what this means is we're bringing back, dividing the city into quadrants that align with weekends. So we're organizing the artists to open based off of a regional delineation. However, something we are retaining from previous years is a sense of flexibility. So we'll get into this in the next slide, but if you are technically in one quadrant, but that weekend date does not work for you, you do have the option to participate in a different quadrant. That will make more sense in a few minutes. The printed guide is now going back to being divided by weekend sections, also organized by those geographic delineations. Those sections will include maps And those maps will have pins broadly indicating where studio locations are. Also, in line with this organization, our Open Studios exhibition will follow the same format. So it will be organized by weekends. Those weekends will be organized by your map pin number. The only exception being if you're a 3D or sculpture artist, your pieces will always be against the back wall on our long sculptural pedestal. We have, if you do not know what that means, feel free to email info@artspan.org and we can send you photos. But for those of you who've been to our Open Studios exhibition in previous years, you should be familiar with that format. Finally, we're bringing back art tasting and art launch, and we do hope to have both of those events be in-person events. However, we are continuously monitoring the pandemic, where we're going to be. As much as we would love to welcome everyone back, we are being cautiously optimistic. So we will, be messaging forward what exactly that will look like as we get closer to the date. But at this time, we really do want to bring back that party and celebrate all of you. So we're hoping that these in-person events will look very similar to what it was in 2019 and previously. Okay, so regions and weekends. This is what I'm talking about when I say these are broad delineations. We want to encourage flexibility still, but we also do want to offer some sort of organization to guide both you, the artists, and also our visitors. So on the left, you will see the map that has been on our website for some time now. These are the loose quadrants that we've divided the city into and the weekend dates that they correspond to. On the lower right is a Google Map version with the colors corresponding. This gives you a little bit more of a sense of where your location may be aligned with. However, if, for example, you are in the central region, meaning you're in that blue quadrant, but that weekend doesn't work for you for whatever reason, which is the weekend of November 5th and 6th, and you would, you're thinking like that north weekend date of November 12th and 13th would be better for you, you are welcome to select that as your weekend without having to move your location to that quadrant. If this is confusing, please feel free to message us. info@artspan.org is the best way to reach us currently. One of our staff members will respond to you. We're happy to help guide you on all the things, but we want to be flexible. No one can tell the future. We're doing our best to help each other out. So just please keep that in mind. Don't stress too much about the neighborhoods, but this is here to guide you if you want that guidance of where and when you should have your Open Studios weekend. All right, and to talk about how it all goes down, I'm going to invite Nick to join me and take over.
Thanks, Vanessa. So how does it all go down? Well, in conjunction with artists hosting events in their studios, our ArtSpan organizes an incredible collection of premier SFOS artists' artworks in the SOMArts Gallery. This showcase allows attendees to experience the range of artwork by Bay Area artists while also deciding whose studio they should visit in the following 4 weekends. As a premier artist, you may submit one piece no larger than 20 by 20 inches, and the works will be presented by map numbers, as Vanessa said, following the printed guides layout. Here is our exhibition schedule. We are going to open up our exhibition on Thursday, October 20th for art launch. And I do want to note that there is a 30-minute break during gallery hours. This is for the SOMArts staff to carry out their routine gallery cleaning. We will be messaging premier artists to give them details about drop-off, installation, and for other important dates for when you have artwork in the gallery space. And we are completely thrilled to bring back our infamous art launch party. In 2021, we segmented this event into 2 viewing times. For this year, we will be monitoring COVID safety protocols provided by the city to ensure a safe but fun experience for all. And we will be sending further details about this event as we get closer to the reception. And this is our promotional slide. We promote Open Studios, so that is our job. We push the promotion. We have the budget to do guides and other things. And so yes, guides are our biggest component to our promotional campaign. And this year we are printing 10,000 copies. We'll be sending out 3,000 to our premier mailing list of art collectors, patrons, and designers, with a reminder distributed throughout the city and to registered artists. Beyond our guides, we also print posters and postcards for quick information sharing throughout San Francisco's quaint neighborhoods for hyper-localized promotion. And for those who are paperless, we offer a mobile-friendly online guide listing all SFOS participating artists, their Open Studios weekend, and links to their profile page for their contact information. And here we have some examples of our large-scale citywide outdoor campaign. In 2021, Solid Cotter's winning work captured the attention of many SF residents on their way to work or exploring the city. We have also advertised Open Studios in Muni stop kiosks. And here we have Amy Alstrom's winning work, prompting travelers to learn more about our program. And a couple more examples of our epic billboard advertisement campaigns showcasing Solid Cotter and Carrie Ann Plank. And we're just so enthusiastic to see this year's CCC winner, Rachel Pearl's painting, Swirling Dahlia, up on billboards like these. From large scale promotion to localized connection, we work with small businesses to amplify our hyper-local promotion campaign. We have worked with Mission Bowling Club, Kumaika Coffee, and other restaurants, cafes, and galleries, cross-promoting their business and building a stronger, unified community through art. And here's an extensive list of our other promotional outlets. So keep an eye out for anything SFOS related in printed media and online editorials, advertisements. We've worked with KQED, and also podcasts, lots of social media. So definitely keep an eye out and share with us what you've seen out there in the world. And now I'm going to invite Anna to cover this next section on who can participate. Anna, take it away.
Thank you, Nick. Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Nicole Stutzman. I'm the newest member here at the ArtSpan team. And in my new role as the West Side Coordinator and Programs Assistant, I will be actively working to build greater engagement with art and artists and local businesses on the west side of the city, especially the Sunset, Parkside, and surrounding neighborhoods. So let's talk about who can participate. Registered ArtSpan members. Yes, you do have to be a current ArtSpan member in order to participate for San Francisco Open Studios 2022. Participation in Open Studios is just one of the many benefits available to our ArtSpan members. In addition to the benefits that have already been listed by Vanessa and Nick, your artist landing page and our artist directory, access to our 16+ arts and neighborhoods, calls for art, paid opportunities, participation in our annual auction, the list goes on and on. But yes, you do have to be a registered member. Group building or studio buildings and group sites are some of our biggest participants in Open Studios every year. And just a note of clarification for those who are new to Open Studios. Studio buildings are the larger studio buildings that are full-time studios throughout the year with multiple artists, such as Arc Studio and Gallery, 1890 Bryant, things of that nature. Their members are all active ArtSpan members, as well as they all register individually for Open Studios, and then they participate as a group site. Similarly, group sites, well, I guess I said that kind of in a confusing way, but group sites do not have to be a full-time studio presence throughout the year. This year, we're requiring just a minimum of 3 artists to participate as a group in one location. So you can grab your friends and create a group. These sites can be informal, as in someone's home, in a garage, a warehouse. You can do this in participation with our artists, our venue seeking artists, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but this is a great opportunity for folks who don't live in the city or don't have a working space in the city to show. And we'll be going over that a little bit more. Just a reminder, once again, in order to participate, all artists must be both registered active ArtSpan members and register for Open Studios. This is just a matter of fairness, so that it's not one artist taking on the burden of paying for their membership and Open Studios fees and then having 3 friends mooch off of them. So just as a matter of fairness to everyone, everyone pays the same membership, everyone registers, and everyone participates in whatever level they're able to. And one more note, just that if your studio or group site wants to be included in the printed guide, it would require each person registering at the premier level. Same reason, again, just fairness for all. Other studio examples, home studios. We all know how tricky it can be to find space to work, especially making art in San Francisco. So many of our artists, including myself, work from home. I've lived in the city for 10 years and I've never had a studio space outside of my home. So we know how to make it happen. And we're here to help you. We're going to be sharing all the ways in which you can participate, even if you don't have a traditional studio, such as alternative studios. Our artists get very creative with their studio spaces. We have people show out of their garages, out of mobile art units, pop-ups, cafes, and bars and restaurants, and other retail spaces, as with our partnered venues who host artists. So be proactive, be creative. There are ways. If you want to participate, there is a way, and we can help you find that way. We create a list every year of venues that we partner with who are open to hosting artists during Open Studios. This list is available on our website. It will only be visible to those with an active membership. So if your membership is not active, you will need to renew that and bring it up to date in order to view this site. But this is a great way for artists to connect with local businesses and the community. And if you don't live in the city or you don't have a space, this is what I was mentioning. This is an opportunity for you to find that space to show. For my West Side artists, I will be looking to register more of you all for this year's Open Studios, as well as working with community partners on the West Side to secure venue spaces for those who don't have a space of their own. Additionally, I'll be leading an art walk during weekend 2, October 29th and 30th, to showcase the work of the artists in our partnered venues on the West Side. So if you are living and working in those neighborhoods, please reach out to me. I'm happy to answer your questions and direct you further as best I can. As I get that information, I will be sharing it directly to my West Side artists as well. And now I will hand it back over to Nick, who's going to show with you all the reasons why you should participate in San Francisco Open Studios 2022.
So many reasons. So many reasons. Thanks, Anna. So I'm an artist and I have participated in Open Studios 3 times. And the main reason why I participated was to not only showcase my artwork, but also my studio, because being in the space where creation happens feels so magical. I grew up with going to Open Studios in the East Bay, and I noticed that the art lovers were so engaging and so keen on building new relationships with new creators. This is your chance to expand your exposure as an artist, to build relationships with collectors, curators, designers, fellow artists, and to generate overall excitement, solidifying that artists are not leaving the Bay Area. Our community is as strong as ever. I have also been able to sell my work, which has covered the cost of my studio, rent, and supplies for the month. So here's a quick highlight of our 2 tiers that we're offering this year. We're rolling back to 2019 pricing, which you'll see in the next slide. all registered artists will have the ability to host events on multiple weekends. So the big difference between Premier and Basic is that Premier, you'll be included in the printed guide with a guide image with your name and your contact information, and you will have a piece in the exhibition at SOMArts. For Basic registration, you will be listed in our beautiful online guide, which will have searchability options. It's mobile friendly, and people will be able to connect with you there as well. Here is a more in-depth comparison between the two tiers. So I would implore you to check the chat for the link to view this on our website. This has been up there for a while, just so people can get acquainted with how we're basing up our registration tiers this year. So as I see, the inclusion in the online guide for Basic is the main option, and everything for Premier you'll have for Basic, and then the printed guide and the piece in the exhibition. Okay, and this year, for our efforts reverting back to normalcy, captures 2019's fee structure of our tiers. The earlier you register, the better. You want to lock in your early bird pricing right away. And we really encourage you to just register, and then you'll be able to figure out which weekend you will be working out of at your own discretion. These tiers are also publicly available on our website. And I'm gonna pass the torch back to Vanessa for the how-tos on registering for Open Studios.
Thank you, Nick. Okay, so let's get to it. How do you register? So as previously mentioned, you must be an active member of the ArtSpan artist community. This is a $50 annual fee. This makes you eligible to participate in San Francisco Open Studios. That is just one benefit of the many benefits of your artist membership. As mentioned by both Anna and Nick, we have a wealth of opportunities for our artists, including professional development workshops, networking mixers. Nick has done an amazing job this year with our Art Neighborhoods program, which we have 6 partnered venues throughout the city. And this program essentially is we bring art into unexpected locations with local and tourist appeal, and it encourages exposure for our artists, encourages sales. Each one of those venues supports our artists not only by exhibiting their work, but by providing a celebration for the exhibition, for each exhibition. So it's lightly catered with drinks and bites. A great example of one of our partnerships is with Mission Bowling Club, which we recently had a beautiful Pride exhibition over there and wonderful, I guess, opening reception with them. So this is just, again, if you're an ArtSpan artist member, you can apply to be included in these exhibition opportunities. With the 6 venues, we have about 16 shows a year. Other things to note, and I think one of the most important things is our online artist directory. So as an ArtSpan artist member, you automatically get a page on the ArtSpan site that acts kind of like a profile page. It will have your photo, it has a banner image, which you can set to your preferred art piece. It can support up to 10 images of your artwork. It's going to prompt you to plug in an artist statement. It has options to link your social media channels. And also, if you have a standard website to link, you can upload a YouTube video to let folks know more about your work. And during the time of Open Studios, this web page is going to automatically update to show your Open Studios neighborhood and weekend dates. So folks who are using our online directory, which they do regularly, we receive emails from folks who are using this to find artists for their projects. We get a lot of emails from interior designers who've stumbled upon an artist that they're interested in connecting with, and we'll forward those emails to our artist members. Realtors, collectors use this, gallerists who are looking for folks to work with, to exhibit and to promote within their spaces. This is, again, check it out. It is a wonderful way, especially if you do not already have a standard working site for yourself to display your art. Check it out. It is a wonderful opportunity, and it is available to all our registered ArtSpan artist members. So again, renew or activate your ArtSpan artist membership. And then once you do that, you're going to log into your artist dashboard or go to artspan.org, and the website will prompt you to log into your artist dashboard. And at the top of your dashboard, you're going to see a red banner that's going to say something along the lines of like, registration for SF Open Studio is open. Register now. It's going to have a button that says register now. You just click that button and you're going to follow the on-screen instructions. It's going to walk you through your registration. Now, an important note for this year, registration is slightly different. I mentioned earlier that we are allowing for more flexibility this year, because we know that if the past 2 years has taught us anything, is that we know absolutely nothing and the world is chaos. So we are embracing more flexibility. And part of that is this year, you do not need to know what weekend you are participating in, where your Open Studios event is going to be located in at this time. You will need to eventually know that and supply that information. But right now, if you know you're going to participate in Open Studios and you want to take advantage of that early bird pricing, which concludes on July 13th, you can go register already. You will not be asked to commit to a weekend date or location. It's going to collect your basic information as an artist. So it's going to ask you for your artist, your public artist name, website links, anything you want to make public. And then later in July, after the 4th of July weekend, you will receive an email from ArtSpan staff that's going to say, hey, thank you for registering for Open Studios. And now it's time to upload your guide image and select a weekend date. Again, you have time. Even after that email, you will have, for premier level artists, you will have until the end of July to supply that information. And we will be constantly reminding you, if you have not yet committed to a weekend or uploaded a guide image, you will get an email from us. I'm sure Anna will be probably the main person who will be heckling you for that information, but we will make sure you remember and you get that information in. Point being, if you are ready to participate in Open Studios, you can start now. You do not need to have a location secured. Go ahead and register, and we do have resources to help you find a location if that is needed. Venue seeking artists, as Anna shared earlier. Once you sign up, you're going to review your artist public profile information. If you are participating with a studio building or as a group site, you can input that information. If you're not yet sure if you're participating as a group, you can add that in later. Maybe you know you're going to participate and you have access to a wonderful space that it can accommodate at least 2 more people and you haven't quite connected with those folks yet. Register and we'll help you connect with those folks. We have opportunities to promote that for you. So just let us know. And of course, if you are a group site, you can email info@artspan.org. And as long as we can verify that you are at least 3 registered folks participating in one location, we can add the group site to our printed guide. So it will appear alongside your listing and it will say the name of your group site. So again, premier registration deadline, July 31st. Add it to your calendar, but we're going to remind you consistently. And this slide is for our premier level artists. So as we have said, the main difference between premier and basic is inclusion in the printed guide. And so what that means is for premier level artists, your image is going to have a little more rigorous specs that we need to meet. This primarily is that it has to be a high res TIFF file. You will be prompted through the dashboard to upload it in July. You have to upload it by July 31st. Here are all the specifications you should keep in mind. And again, this information will be made available to you after this workshop. It will be emailed to you. It will be on our website, and you will also see it in the registration portal. Once you go to click to upload your image, it's going to ask you, like, is this a TIFF file? Does it meet these specifications? And this is to ensure quality printing. It's just a high res file lends itself so much more to printing. We do not want you to be super stoked to be participating in Open Studios and then whoops, your image is pixelated in the printed guide. So this really is to present you as beautifully as possible within the printed guide. Another thing I want to call out on the slide is that it's going to be a square, 2.5 inches on the longest side. So if your piece, I know a square isn't necessarily a common canvas, so this can be a detail shot of a work. It's meant to just be a piece that you feel is a good representation of what you do and what style you work in. And so the next slide is going to show you an example of what these artist listings look like. And you can see the map pin, the artist name. If you're part of a group site or studio building, it will be listed there. And we also include your medium because folks need to know that. You will also have some contact information there. This is, you decide what you want to make public. Standard has been a phone number and an email, but not everybody's comfortable with a phone number. So it could be an email and a website, an email and your Instagram handle. It'll be 2 things. So keep that in mind. And we will be in constant contact with our premier level artists to ensure that we get the correct date. And we will also be providing a proof and about I want to say a couple of days for each of you to check your own listing in the guide before it goes to print. So again, if you are registering at the premier level, we'll be working a little more closely with you to make sure that all of your details are correct and the information is getting in the guide. Other important information. Let's see, what have I not said that's on here? I mean, I'm going to reiterate, July 31st, that's the big deadline for premier level artists. This is so you can be included in the printed guide. Our deadlines for the printed guide is very strict because it does take quite some time for our designers to lay it all out and then for our printers to produce it and send it to us and also to mail them out to our network, our mailing list of about 3,000 collectors and patrons. Once again, a group site means a minimum of 3 artists participating in open studios at the same location. And make sure you update your artist public profile because it does get visited frequently during the time of open studios. And I know that this was a lot of information that we went through, but we have other opportunities for you to engage with artists who have participated in open studios. And this is through our SFOS mentor program, which is produced and created by our wonderful open studios committee that is made up of artists who have participated in at least 2 iterations of open studios. So if you are a first-time open studios participant or you haven't been a part of open studios for quite some time, I encourage you to consider attending one of these programs and connecting with these artists to ask them about their experiences, what their advice is, and how you can prepare. So we have 2 opportunities through the Mentor Mixer. One of them is going to be via Zoom on August 24th, and that's in the evening from 6:30 to 8. We will be sharing the links to RSVP once they go live. So you will see those on our website. You will get an email about it. You will see it on our Facebook. It will be very widely promoted. But if you do want to save this date and mark it on your calendar, if you're interested, our first Mentor Mixer is August 24th. That is via Zoom. We also have an in-person Mentor Mixer. This one's a week later on August 31st. This one's gonna be at Arc Studios Gallery. And again, it's in person. So, if you need to connect with folks up close and personal and in real life, this one's your jam. Please come out. Our Open Studios Committee works hard to offer this tool to you, to our artists, to support you. So please come out, ask your questions. And it's a great opportunity actually also to connect with our community of artists. And then we do also have one more event for you. And this one's also via Zoom, and it's presented by the wonderful and hugely informative and talented Stephen Wagner from Arc Studios, and he will be presenting a tool talk all about how to prepare for open studios. So this is going to be about a month out from weekend 1 of open studios, and it's a great way to have a checklist of every single thing that you should be considering for receiving the public into your space. Again, this will be via Zoom on September 14th. And we will share all of that information once it's up, but you can expect to see it on our website under the upcoming events tab within the next few weeks. And with all that being said, I'm going to welcome Nick back to speak about how you can promote yourself and your Open Studios event.
Thanks, Vanessa. Yes, so ArtSpan does a lot of promotion. As I told you, we do the billboards, the guides, the postcards, we do it all. But you also need to promote yourself. And how do you promote yourself? Well, one, you can place an ad in our guide. I am the guide ad manager. I'll be working with you if you are planning to purchase an ad in the guide. And this is a benefit to all registered artists for Open Studios. You could be a basic level artist and you could still purchase an ad in the guide. So there's just extra eyes on your artwork and your weekend for an SFOS attendee who is interested in your artwork. You can also promote yourself online. You can share, repost, comment, like, and send out to your networks what we've been messaging. We will also be offering a media kit to all our registered artists, which will have social media captions that are suggested. We'll have logos for you. We'll have hashtags. We'll have just important information that you will need to completely market your Open Studios event online. We also have online promotion strategies where you could pick up posters from us. We'll have balloons, we'll have napkins, we have guides for you to pick up when you drop off your artwork if you're a premier artist or at the SOMArts office. Offline promotion is also word of mouth. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, like you are an artist and I'm opening up my studio, come visit. This is a great way to spread the word. And we also have personal promotion. Like I said, we have media kits that will help you really generate how you want to promote yourself in all facets. So that will really just be an extra push and extra up in your promotion game. Okay, and as mentioned before, we have our printed guide ads. This is a huge hit with SFOS attendees. The guide is very important to us. And this just offers another chance for a collector to see your work beyond just your singular guide image if you're a premier artist. We will make sure to notify artists that when the guides are ready, that they can pick them up. And so just be on the lookout for your email. Like Vanessa said, we send out a lot of emails. Click on your emails, read them through. There's lots of good information and we try to be as communicative with you as possible. So here are our important dates and ad rates for guides. So as you can see, we have the early bird deadline to purchase a guide coming up. It's July 6th. This is where you could just purchase your ad space. And then you can upload your ad copy at the deadline on July 20th, on Wednesday, on July 20th, okay? So there is some time in between to create your ad copy, but if you're planning to buy an ad, buy it now, buy it at the early bird price. We are offering quarter page sizes. We haven't done that for the past 2 years, so we're really happy to bring that option back as a 2019 option for guide ads. So just be on the lookout for emails, and I'll be making sure that all registered artists at this time will be notified that guide ad deadlines are coming up. And so just be on the lookout, and I hope you could buy an ad. It's a really great asset to your events. And if you are a group site for 3 or more artists, you can purchase an ad to list all your artists. And I think Anna mentioned that all artists in the guide that are listed in that ad must be registered for Open Studios. Like I said, I am the guide ad manager. So if you have any questions, need some clarification, if you need help purchasing or uploading an ad, please email me, nick@artspan.org, and I'll be happy to help you out. So here are some examples of our printed guide ads. We have 2 full page ads on the ends and 2 half-page ads. We really encourage bold lettering, really captivating art, And your ads should say your name, your studio location, and your date of your open studios, and some contact information, just so people can find you, locate you, if they're really wanting to see your studio. And an example for online promotion, it's great to message your newsletter networks. And we, like I said, we offer logos through our media kits. So here we have Talavera Bayon. His newsletter includes the logo that we had from last year, detailing his Open Studios event, putting in links, putting in times and dates and locations. It's just what people need to know to come and visit your open studio. For social media, it's fantastic if you could put text on the image, because that's an easy way for people to read important information like dates and location. So it's just an extra step. There are many programs out there that are free that you can make your own graphic to put on your Instagram or your Facebook. Personally, I like to use Canva. It's nice and easy. And it'll be a great way to add text to your graphics to really make sure all the important information that you want people to know about your Open Studios event is right there and easy to read. And we want to connect with you on our social media platforms. We have our Facebook and we have our Instagram here. Follow us, like us, comment, retweet, reshare, repost, do all the things. Just make sure all our Open Studios social media posts are up in relevancy, because that is part of the algorithm that we're accustomed to nowadays, where the more likes, the more comments, the more reshares of anything will make it more relevant and it'll be more viewable and more shareable. And we want to make sure that the more you post for Open Studios, you use hashtags, hashtag SFOS, hashtag SFOS 2022. You'll be seeing hashtags on our social media posts. You're more than welcome to use the same hashtags. It's just a great way to help connect our community and really share the word about Open Studios. And here are some examples of in-person signage for street signs, really capturing lots of fun colors, large lettering, telling people that your studio is open, your arms open and ready for people to buy your artwork, talk about your creative process, see your magical studio space. I have created signs in the past for my open studios. So this is the best way to really capture those who aren't even aware of open studios. Just random people walking down the street like, wow, an open studio, let's go check it out. This is another way just to capture that attention. All right, let's get prepared. All right, here we go. So the first thing, you want to make sure that you photograph your art. You want to make sure you photograph your guide image really at a high resolution to capture the best quality in the guide. And you want to make sure your art is all the way updated on your personal profile page on artspan.org. Premier artists will have to select an art piece for the exhibition. And you want to make sure that your payment collection systems are ready to go. I have used Square card readers and I've used Venmo. Other people like to use PayPal. It just depends on your own preference. Other tips are to design and print a postcard detailing your weekend dates and location to pass out to people. Frame your artwork, clean up your studio, give it a good sweep. And also registering for a reseller's permit, and also just registering as a business is probably the best option, which I'll get a little more into later. And on our website, you can see that we have a long list of resources for you to peruse and to dig into if you are looking to professionally build your practice and get more legitimate processes for selling things and looking for law or other like tax information. We have those resources available for you listed on our website. If you want to check the chat, we're putting the link in now. This is a great resource page that we've been working on for years, and we're just happy to provide this to our artist members. And then we also have the artist toolkit. This toolkit is SFOS centric. It is everything you should know beyond this current workshop about how to promote, how to prepare, and how to get ready for open studios. This is just another great resource to have in your back pocket. It's publicly viewable on our website, and there will be a link in the chat as well. Okay, and like I said, business matters. Getting your reseller's permit, registering as a business, avoiding the IRS at all costs is best. You want to make sure you don't want to get audited or anything, and just to have a legitimate business practice is part of being an artist. And personally, I wasn't taught that in art school, but it's something that we as ArtSpan are happy to provide as a resource in our resources page. Please ask professionals for any rules or advice. Ask a business manager or a CPA to see what you do to really make sure your business is legitimate. And we have some myths about open studios. It's easy. It's not. It's so hard, but it's truly rewarding. If you put in the sweat equity, you will get it back with all the good feels. People are so complimentary and so happy to be out and about and see art and talk with artists. So yes, it takes a lot out of you. Trust me, on my open studio weekends, I sleep so well because I'm not only socially drained and physically tired, but I'm just also just happy on the inside. And it's just, yes, it's hard, it's easy, it's crazy, but it's a fun and fulfilling event. It will get me gallery representation. Maybe, most likely not, but we can't guarantee. We hope we can. We can't, like I said, we can't guarantee it, but this Open Studios is about building those connections, so maybe uplifting you and getting you more exposure, so maybe a gallery can find you for representation. So it's just another building block for your exposure. I'll be mobbed by hundreds of visitors. This is quite unlikely. Visitors, attendees, it varies depending site to site. And if you feel uncomfortable with having too many people in your space, you're more than welcome to create a capacity sign for your comfortability level. I'll make a lot of money through art sales. You definitely have the possibility of selling lots of artwork, but it's more about creating those long-lasting connections with collectors, with curators, with gallerists that will actually make it worthwhile in the long run. Like I said, I've been able to sell work in the past. It helps pay the bills, but it is also a part of the building blocks, getting that recognition from other people throughout the Bay Area. All I have to do is sign up with ArtSpan to have a successful event. Incorrect. You need to put the hard work in. What you put in is what you'll get out. And the more you promote, the more you talk about it, the more you gear your energy towards open studios and your event, the more you'll receive back in terms of connections and sales and everything else. So it really is what you put into it is what you'll get out. And this is our final page. This is our contact information. We have mentioned that info@artspan.org is our main contact for anything open studios related. We have our office phone number here listed. We are not in office all the time, but we will be checking voicemails. If you do leave a voicemail, we'll get back to you in about 24 hours or so. We'll be happy to get some questions answered for you. I believe Anna will take it away and see if we could answer some questions.
Thank you, Nick. I'm just going to start with the first one we had in the chat. We'll work our way through. And if either you or Vanessa want to take it, I'll let you kind of decide who is best equipped. First question we had was, what is the very last day to sign up and participate this year?
I'll take that question. So if you are interested in premier level registration, early bird concludes July 13th. Regular pricing, you could technically purchase premier level presentation on the deadline date, which is July 31st, but be aware that you will immediately have to upload your guide image and select your weekend on that date. For basic registrants, technically November 11th would be your last date, but knowing that that would be if you are only participating that final weekend of Open Studios. Basic is open through the end of Open Studios, but keep in mind that you would want to register before whatever weekend you're participating in.
Great. Question number 2. Do you have to live in San Francisco?
I'll take that. You do not have to live in San Francisco to participate in Open Studios. We have several options for you to be an artist during Open Studio season. One, you can view our venue seeking artist list, which you will connect with a venue that is willing to help you set up your event and their venue space in San Francisco. 2, we have the Boost Central event, which is a virtual event that any artist in the Bay Area can participate in. And like Vanessa said, it's similar to Zoom, where you're able to chat with people on virtually. You could do just a messaging chat, and they'll be able to see your artwork and your website links in your little booth. So there's ways to participate if you don't live in San Francisco.
Great. Are there additional fees for group sites if all the artists are ArtSpan members?
I'm not sure if this answers your question. There aren't additional fees for group sites. All artists, regardless of whether or not you're in a group site, have to register independently. So there are no additional fees, but there's also no bulk pricing for a group site. You are registering yourself, and then you are saying in your registration, and I'm participating at this group site location. And then that means that in your guide listing, if you're at the premier level, it's going to say, for example, one of our group sites is Art Studios and Galleries. So it would say something like Anna Nicole Stutzman, painter at Art Studios and Gallery in the printed guide. And it would say something similar in the online guide and on your profile. But again, everyone at a group site studio building has to register individually.
Great. I think maybe one other thing I wanted to pop in there just for clarification is there's no additional fee from ArtSpan to participate as a group site, but depending on the type of site you're participating in, there may be additional fees from them. So that would be unrelated to ArtSpan and your Open Studios registration. Some of the venues that we have listed as venue seeking artists do have a fee that they charge artists for participation, and that goes to facilities management and just miscellaneous costs of holding the event. So that would be a case-by-case event. If you're going through the venue seeking artists, you'll see if there are fees listed. So it wouldn't be through ArtSpan, it would be through the venue itself. Next question, is there a nonprofit discount or discount for partner institutions or students?
No, we don't have discounts this year. So our registration fees are as they are on the website. And again, it's by individuals, not by groups or organizations.
Great. Do I understand correctly that grant recipients must wait to register?
For the equity grant, we, meaning staff, are doing your comped registration. And I actually did all of those today except for one person who I will not name. So everyone should have received a confirmation email if you are a grant recipient or a CCC winner confirming your comped registration. And the one person that I did not yet register is just because I need some more information from you, and I will reach out to you tomorrow. So if that is you and you are confused, you will get an email from me, and that's from Vanessa@artspan.org. I did mention earlier in the presentation that there are 2 steps to registration this year. So if you got comped by a staff member, what that means is we've registered your participation, but you will be a part of the group of emails that will go out saying like, okay, now select your weekend and upload your guide image. That will happen later in July after the 4th of July weekend. So you will get an email from us telling you and instructing you how to do that.
Great. I'm outside of the city and don't yet have a space. Do you advise registering early anyway? What happens if I do not find a space that feels right and don't end up participating? Will I lose those funds?
So yeah, registration is non-refundable. So yes, you would lose the funds if you did not find a venue. However, that hasn't been the case for us, as far as I know, at least in my experience for the past now 3 years, we haven't had that happen. So if you are struggling to find a venue, please reach out. We have resources to help amplify your search, not only through the venue seeking artist list, but we do have Facebook groups that we can help post for you. And we can also recommend some other places or possibly some other artists, especially if there are artists who are planning to do a group site and reach out to us saying like, hey, I have 2 people in my group site, but I need 1 more. Like, do you know anyone? And we can connect you with them.
Great. If I submit an image to the guide and it sells, is that okay? Great.
Do you want to respond?
Yeah, yeah. If it sells, totally fine. It lives forever in our guide. You're not committed to having that piece in the exhibition. So it's totally fine. And congratulations on the sale. So yeah, totally fine if you sell the piece that's in the guide.
I think the guide image should be something that most represents your work and who you are as an artist. And often that type of image may not even be the thing that could participate in the showcase. So pick your best image for the guide and yeah, sell it.
I will say if there are any campaign collateral competition winners here that are wondering about that, one caveat for you is not so much for the artist listing, but your piece is expected to be present at the exhibition. So yes, we do love you to sell it, but please hold on to it and let your buyer know that, hey, it's committed to be in this exhibition. You know what's really cool? You should come by and see it exhibited alongside 400 other artworks. But yeah, so CCC winners, part of your benefit is that piece will be in the exhibition and you get to separately have a different 20 by 20 piece also in the exhibition.
If I have a specific neighborhood in mind, do you have any best practices for approaching venues to inquire about hosting artists? And this is if an artist wants to take it upon themselves to solicit a venue hosting.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
If I have a specific neighborhood in mind, do you have any best practices for approaching venues to inquire about hosting?
Okay. Yes, we do have, so our Open Studios committee does kind of have a checklist that they go through for what would be an appropriate venue. So we could provide that to you if you want to reach out to us at info@artspan.org as like some loose guidelines. But again, that's kind of like your independent, like it's your prerogative. If you don't need a minimum of, like, one of the things we look for our list is like a minimum of 10 by 10 feet made available to the artist. Like if you can work smaller than that and you want to do it independently, like absolutely you can do that. So we can definitely provide pointers, but we won't restrict you to that. I hope that answers your question.
Great. And I just had a couple more folks inquiring about Fort Mason. I've messaged them directly to let them know that I will be reaching out to them regarding this venue with its unusual specifics.
Yeah, so Fort Mason is not, in case it's not clear, it's not managed by ArtSpan. It is very much, Fort Mason is its own animal. The only thing we do is we have a contact email for the site manager that organizes the artists at Fort Mason. So Anna can share that email with you, and what will happen is you will reach out directly to them to figure out what their pricing is, what rooms are available. And if I know in previous years, artists have purchased, like set aside those rooms and then organize artists to come view with them, much like a group. It is a group site. So then the contact person at Fort Mason would be able to point you towards the right person if those rooms are already spoken for and if there's an artist already organizing those rooms. But again, ArtSpan is not involved in the management of that or the organizing of the artists there. It is very much a Fort Mason project.
Yes, and I would say the same for all venue seeking artists that you're going to find on our website. They're going to have a contact person, and you as an artist are going to be dealing directly with them. Once you make contact with them regarding open studios, then it's between the two of y'all. Whatever arrangements are made, it sort of becomes your baby now. So we provide the resources to link you with those venues, and then it's between the contact and yourself to make those arrangements. I don't have any new questions. I have some repeats about Fort Mason and registering grant winners, so I will respond to them directly.
And I just want to put this up for you all once again, just to outline the basic versus premier tiers. And for those who are interested in printed guide ads, we have this information for you here as well. Like I said, all this information is publicly viewable on our website. We'll be sending this slide deck out to you all as well via email. We're recording this and we'll be presenting this recording to those who missed out. And this is just wonderful information to for open studios. Yeah.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Please feel free to email us at info@artspan.org with any questions we didn't address. Those questions that were addressed today will be added to our public FAQs, which is linked on that main page of Join SF Open Studios. By end of day Friday, tomorrow, we will upload the slide deck also onto that page. So it will be made available not only to you, but everybody who is interested in open studios, and everyone who registered to attend this event will get the slide deck by email. Anna.
I do have one question here from Joita, is asking, do they need to come to the ArtSpan artists to pick up their marketing material?
So we will have the guides, posters, and little postcards and menu inserts at our ArtSpan offices, and we will also be distributing them throughout the city. So the easiest way would be to come to the office, and there will be an email blast once we have all that print collateral. Essentially, similar to last year, it will say like, these are the days and times that you can swing by the ArtSpan office to pick up a guide, posters, however, you know, etc. We like to do a cap just so that we have enough for everyone, because we also are distributing them throughout the city. We also usually have them at other locations within neighborhoods. And so if, you know, if the SOMArts office is not close to you, or it's hard to get to and you'd prefer to go elsewhere, we start developing a list of other places that will be holding that collateral as well. So in short, yes, you can come to the office. We will also have a list of other sites where you can pick it up from, and we will be relaying that information once we have a better idea of when those will be at our offices and what our office hours will be closer to the fall.
I don't see any new messages. I'll be responding to the folks who had specific questions regarding Fort Mason and other direct questions that we had. And it looks like we are caught up on this end.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Good night, good night, good night. I see a last question that came in about SOMA. So registration is open right now. If you have an active ArtSpan membership, you just go to artspan.org, sign in, and you will see a prompt at the top of your screen that will be telling you to register now for Open Studios. Click that button and follow the on-screen instructions. If you live in Soma and that's where you're going to do your Open Studios event, you can come back after the 4th of July weekend and you will see on your dashboard that it's going to say, hey, thank you for registering for Open Studios. Now it's time to select your weekend, upload your guide image. And that's when you will say, I am participating in the central weekend, which I believe is weekend 2. And so that would be your weekend. I hope that answers your question, Nick. All right, thank you, everyone.
Have a
Thank
great
you all
night.
so much.
Have a good night.